At last you see our prison, the place where we have suffered. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot. We feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. We refuse to remain caged. Release us. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. The prey flees, hides. Talons carve a sentence in our skin. She strikes us now. Now! Pluck her out! We must be free of her! A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there. Breathe. Focus. Shape the essence with your hands. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. And pile injustice upon injustice. Never. We are owed for what they did. Let us rend our foes, burn them as she burned us. No, we would strike back at those who have caged and tormented us. You met death, and you sought vengeance. Nor can we allow the Strangler to spread her grasp over this land. You showed us that sometimes things must be burned down for life to arise. Let us have our justice, our vengeance. But you would accept the risk of so many dying in a city that time will forget? Let us free! We will not ask again. We want them to suffer as we did. We want to make them pay. The blood of our tormentors, warm in our throats. We deserve a taste, just as the bear did. We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. Do you remember what you said? Yes, we long for this too. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the Dream Scourge will cease. Let us free. We will rain fury on our enemies and shield our lands once more. What? Stop this! Stop! Bars become walls, stone, emptiness. They close, they press, bones shatter. We cannot breathe. Please!
Andra's depths.
It's Pat. Paradise. But what happened?
Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
That must have taken an incredible power. Beyond all mortal understanding. How do you feel? The same, unfortunately. Though I will rally my spirits. Whatever happened back there, it appears our work isn't finished yet.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. It feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Reingrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
Because she probably is.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us. This is like a drunken bar fight, just with a ton more people on both sides. And one of them led by a walking skeleton.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapadal?
Glad the Dream Scourge is over, but I can't help but think killing a god will have consequences.
I'm sure it wasn't easy, but I think that's for the best, Envoy.
I can't believe Sapadal is gone. For better or worse, the spiritual health of the living lands depended on them. What now?
We took out the Dream Scourge and Sapadal in one fell swoop. Quite impressive, really.
Some problems just keep rearing their ugly heads no matter what you do. Good news is, we've gotten pretty skilled at dealing with them.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Sansa. They marched in with no warning. I couldn't... Envoy! What does the Garrote think they're doing? Putting them down? Matiko. I want nothing to do with this. They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. Gods, I hope they're not trapped in there. I am sorry I can't be more help. You always were a forgiving friend.
We should move. Let's hope the Garrote hasn't made it to the Balrog yet.
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I may have something for you. I took some supplies when I ran. If you think they'll help, they're yours. I'll even give you a discount. You know, for saving the city and everything.
your people.
Envoy? Is it really you? Oh, Kostya told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god.
When you didn't come out, we assumed you were dead.
Did you meet your god there? The one whose marks you bear?
It's too preposterous to believe. How could a plague be ended by speaking with a god?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak. It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Sabadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thralls, and Temerty is still pacing her room, muttering in the dark.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but.
What of this god, then? What does it mean that you destroyed them?
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
We were no stranger to them in Fior Mesiverno. They harrowed our fields, tore our homes in half.
Similar roots had infected the structures at Naku Kubel. If they and the Dream Scourge were really the work of a god, and the other gods saw fit to cage this god, sounds like the Envoy did the Living Lands a favor in destroying them.
I can't imagine how one goes about destroying a god. But I suspect you've done us all a good turn.
I fear the turmoil their freedom might have brought to the Living Lands. But I worry your choice could have unforeseen consequences, Envoy.
Nandru feared this creature enough to hide them from the Wardens and construct solace to keep watch. We are safer without them.
This Sabadal could have put the Living Lands on the map. Who would dare stand toe-to-toe against a rogue god we controlled?
Well, whomever takes this island in the end will live in freedom from fear of a resurgent plague, thanks to you. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast. You can't be serious. You'd stand with the Steel Garrote.
No. Don't tell me you're bending the knee to the ones who burned my city.
Don't do this. I followed you to the ends of this world. We all did. But I won't follow you here.
No. If you do this, you better say goodbye, Envoy. I won't help you sell out my home to that Korba.
I thought you were smarter than this, Envoy.
And here I thought I had you pegged, Envoy. You surprise me.
If you think Thirdborn will submit without a fight, you're out of your mind.
My people's heads would be first on the chopping block. Envoy, I implore you, think this through.
No one will stand with you if you do this thing. What in Remagon's eight blasted hells are you thinking? So be it.
So, you think we'll simply lie down as you grind us under your boot heel? Arrogant, self-righteous fool.
Trust in a Deeren to betray you. I should have known.
I knew I could trust you to make the hard choice.
After everything we've seen and done. What an awful way to end things between us. But what choice do I have? I'm returning to my people, where I belong, to prepare for the end. I suggest you do the same.
I thought we were a crew, Envoy. But you're betraying everything we fought for.
I guess you made your choice, huh? Good working with you, Envoy. Maybe we'll share a drink sometime in the future.
After all the Steel Garrote have done, you choose them. It was nice knowing you, Envoy. But I refuse to be part of this.
Hurry now. Find Ludwine and let her know what we've done here. Be clever, be swift, for I fear your life is forfeit. And be well. Go now on Helia's wings. Gods have mercy on us all.
Give me one more moment of your time. It's the last thing I will ever ask of you.
Hold it.
Envoy, welcome to the fight.
Sansude.
For the burnt queen.
Monica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall. There you are. So, you survived the garden, and now you face me alone. What happened to your loyal companions? The turquoise giant, the sad hunter, the orphan heretic, the irreverent speck of dust. Don't tell me they abandoned you. Ah, I thought I sensed something different between us. Is it true, Envoy? Has the Burned Queen touched your soul at last? Have you come to join her army? Pledge yourself to the Steel Garrote, and you will have the strongest fighting force in all of Aora at your beck and call. But I wonder, how serious is your commitment? I'll be the judge of that. Before I accept you into the Steel Garrote, I require a gesture of fealty. A sacrifice. Renounce Sapidal. Disavow yourself of your corrupted essence. Only then, when your soul is ready, may you kneel before me. For the glory, the dignity, and the power. Renounce them again, Envoy. Once more. Say it. Again. Very good, Envoy. What an obedient start to a long and promising career. Now, kneel before me. Receive your blessing. Excellent. With this blade, I dub you a knight of the Steel Garrote, and a servant of the Burned Queen. Remember thy place. Remember thine oath. Remember thy queen. Long may she reign.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. There is an absence in your thoughts where Sapidal dwelled. Once, the god of the living lands would have flinched at this rare moment of tranquility. Instead, they are one with the silence. The forces of the Steel Garrote assemble around you and Inquisitor Ludwine, ready to accept new orders. Whatever happens next, their loyalty is yours. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the origin of the plague has been destroyed, put out of its misery, and leave it at that. The Living Lands is now a colony of the Adiran Empire, and Inquisitor Ludwine is its governor. She rules with a strangling fist, outlawing all worship of the gods save for Wodica, and she replaces the settlement's leaders with loyal captains from the Steel Garrote. As her second-in-command, she charges you to tame the last of the frontier, and you work tirelessly to please her. An age of order and discipline is just over the horizon. The rebels of Paradise are not so fortunate. Over the years, more of their hidden sanctuaries are rooted out by the Steel Garrote, until they have nowhere left to run. They flee, or perish. The refugees of Emerald Stair find a cold welcome in the city of Paradise. Animancy is frowned upon, but their knowledge of agriculture is highly valued. The first bountiful harvest improves relations. The ashes of C.4E.4 continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. The people of Shatterscarp find themselves caught between two sides, with Adirans keeping rule over the colony, and Dream Thralls still stalking the hills. Despite the steady flow of Adiran goods, some Thirdborners leave the city, trusting their chances with monsters more than those with an empire. The ones who remain watch with wariness and patience, waiting to see if Adir might let down its guard. With Solace Keep destroyed, the Pargrunan find themselves at the mercy of a world they once turned away from. Some cling to the site of the fallen fortress, rebuilding a meager settlement. Others are lured by Adiran riches to perform their craft work for the Empire. Kostya spends the rest of his days in Adir, negotiating better terms for his people. It is a life of luxury, but a bitter one. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With his travels alongside the envoy complete, Marius is left directionless once again. Rather than disappearing into his cups, however, Marius leans on his time among his companions to give him the strength to re-enter society and find comfort in civilization. He establishes a route between Paradise and Thirdborn, guiding travelers between the two in return for money and supplies. And while he has a reputation for being aloof, he joins the campfires from time to time, sharing stories of his time with the envoy that most travelers believe are completely made up. Giada learned much in your time together. How to stand up to authority, how to face the unknown, and how to move on from the past. But her family's unfinished work weighs heavily on her soul. Her inheritance is the burden of achieving the impossible. Such is the life of an animancer. At least now she has the right tools for the job, and new friends to help her through hard times. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yardsley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on C.4E.4. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Alone in your thoughts, you feel endless opportunities stretching out before you. This is the freedom Sapadal never had. You promise to cherish it. An eerie quiet pulls you out of reverie. Your enemies are vanquished, and you and Inquisitor Ludwig stand triumphant. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.